What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. The full review for you of the thinnest, lightest iPad ever to come from Apple. It is, of course, the iPad Air. Go ahead and put it through its paces, figure out if it's worth an upgrade or worth a purchase if you're looking to jump into the Apple ecosystem. Before we get into the review, let me start the way I do all of my reviews with a disclaimer. I used this as my only tablet for 5 days. I put it through all its paces. It did everything that I would do with any of my other tablets, which used to be an iPad mini and a Microsoft Surface. I tried to do everything with this iPad Air. So let's go ahead and jump right into the review. This can pretty much read like every other iPad review since the first one. It's lighter and it's faster. It's really a testament to Apple, but to me, no current gen iPad ever felt slow. When I used the iPad 1, when that was what was new and out, it never felt slow to me. Then I jumped to the iPad 2, that never felt slow to me, and the same thing all the way up now to the iPad Air. The iPad Air, though, takes thinner and lighter to a freaking whole new level. There's a 24% reduction in overall volume. The fact that Apple was able to reduce the volume of the iPad 4, just what I'm calling it, I know it wasn't really what it was called, by almost a quarter is absolutely astounding. Engineering team really did an incredible job with this. And the fact that it weighs a pound is awesome. I mean, it feels really light. Obviously, I can't show you how light it feels, but by me doing this, suffice it to say, it feels really, really, really light. But beneath that light body is an incredibly powerful processor. It's powered by the A7 M7 combo that's in the iPhone 5S. The only downside reviewing a device like this right now is not much takes advantage of the new hardware yet, aside from a few dedicated Apple apps and selected games, although I did have a lot of fun with GarageBand. The power of the iPad Air, though, is really a bet on the future. Yeah, future developers are going to take advantage of 64-bit processing and are going to use the iPad hardware to its full advantage. That really is yet to be seen. That's yet to be written. For another 6 months. I could go through and do benchmarks. It really doesn't mean anything. What matters to me is usage and how the iPad performs when I want to play games, when I want to do some work on, when I want to watch video. It's got an improved camera as well, but please don't use the camera for anything else other than FaceTime. If you want to see samples of what the camera looks like, though, we have them in the full written review. Be sure to hit the link right down below. Equally impressive when it comes to the lightness of the device and the overall feel is the battery. Battery hasn't changed at all on this, which is really, really surprising. Let's say battery life hasn't changed at all. It still lasts as long as my last generation iPad 4 did. I'm easily able to get through a full day, obviously. I got through 5 days, really using this very heavily, with only charging it one time. Another thing that's changed with the iPad Air are the dual speakers on the bottom, and they sound pretty sweet. It's nice to finally have stereo speakers on an iPad. It's kind of strange to me that they're both on the bottom, so if you're holding the tablet, you've got your hands blocking it, you've got it on a table, you're not going to be able to sort of hear that music come out. But if you're holding it to the side and they're shooting right out one side, it's going to sound absolutely wonderful. Even more fun, though, is taking one of the older generation smart covers, put it on top of the iPad Air, and really appreciate how thin and how small this guy is. So it's really like Apple took one whole bezel off the side of an iPad 4, and that's really how wide the iPad Air is. As much as things have changed with the iPad Air, a lot has remained the same here. You still have that same 9.7-inch Retina display with a 248 by 1536, which is a PPI of 264. Not to say that it hasn't changed because it's bad. The screen still looks really good and still is one of the better screens on tablets on the market. It just looks really nice. In fact, it makes me more excited to see what that crazy resolution can look like on a much smaller iPad mini screen, but that's a video for another day. There are some strange omissions, though, with the iPad Air. No Touch ID seems a bit strange. No 802.11ac. For a tablet that's so well positioned for the future, not having this seems very, very odd to me. They did include MeMo technology, so take that for what it's worth. We've covered iOS 7 ad nauseum, but it was really apparent that it was designed with the iPad Air in mind. It's fluid and everything works absolutely wonderfully. So all that awesomeness, though, does not come cheap. It is pretty expensive, going at $499 all the way up to $930 for the 128 gig plus LT. So you gotta decide where you stand on that price point. That's really a personal decision. If you have no problem spending that money, the iPad Air is gonna be a great bet. If you wanna be more budget conscious, there are a lot of other awesome tablets out there. There's a new Kindle line. There's of course, the Nexus 7, the soon-to-come Nexus 10, that are all great tablets. Asus has a ton of options out there. There are a lot of Tegra 4 tablets you can pick up. There's no shortage of options in the tablet market. The bottom line here, though, is that this is the best iPad ever made. If you're looking for a good time to jump into the iPad market, though, do so with both feet. I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed. If, however, you have an iPad 3 or newer, there really isn't much of enough reason to tell you to upgrade. Sure, it's thinner and lighter and more powerful, but ask yourself before you consider buying one. If you feel the iPad you're using right now is underpowered, chances are, if you're honest with yourself, you'll probably think whatever you got is going to be fast enough, assuming it's an iPad 3 or newer. Scoring this guy is kind of tricky, so I have to try to remind myself that I'm scoring this just on its own merits, not what came before. That's a testament to really how good the iPads have been before. For grading this just on the iPad Air and existing in a total vacuum, it's a really solid 9. It's a great tablet. It's a wonderful tablet experience. It's still more for consumption than it is for creation, but it works really well. Video looks incredible. Text looks awesome on it. You can do anything that you can do with an iPad. The App Store really is a secret sauce here. It's thin, it's light, it's a pleasure to use, and I would love to have this in my bag for the next year. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree, if you think I missed something or want me to cover something more in depth in the next review. Please give the video a thumbs up. We also really appreciate it. Check us out at techknowbuffalo.com for the latest and greatest tech news. Until then, I'm John Rettinger. See you next time. What's up, everyone? John here. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, I certainly hope you did. Click on the subscribe button right under me in my pants region to get tons more tech videos from TechnoBuffalo. We've got awesome unboxings, comparisons, reviews, recaps, and everything else you can think of in the tech world right here on the channel. Join the herd today! If you want to check out some more content, just click right over this way to see some other recent videos. See you guys next time. Till then, I'm John Rettinger. See you next time.